Hello, my amazing artists. Are you ready to create? Here we go. Let's do our motto first. Repeat after me. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Okay, boys and girls, we have spent a lot of time on these landscapes. This is our last week with them. We are going to finish them this week. Did you know that you can paint with markers? If you don't have markers at home, if you don't have paints at home, you can use markers to paint with. The markers we used last week are called washable markers. That is because if you get them on your hands and you wash your hands, they come off. Well, same with paper. If we put them on the paper, they don't completely come off, but we can spread the color around. That's why we wanted to use one color per section. What we're gonna do today is you're gonna have a paintbrush, some water, and Miss Bridget's gonna give you your paper back. You are going to get your paintbrush wet and you're just going to paint over those patterns, and you can see that color start to bleed out, and you can spread it around to paint your whole paper. That's why I said the more marker you have, the better, because the more marker you have, the more ink will spread around your paper and you can actually paint each section. So you can still see the pattern, but we also have that white space painted. When you get done with the color, make sure you clean your brush and you can move on to the next section and do the same thing. You're gonna wet that brush and you really wanna kind of scrub, but not push super hard because we don't wanna ruin our brushes, on top of each of those marker lines, so that you can really pick up some of that ink and spread it around. And you're gonna keep doing that till your whole paper is painted. Some colors work better than others. Some colors aren't as bright as others. If they're a lighter color, they're not gonna spread as much. Orange works really, really well. Yellow doesn't work as well. It does work, and you can see it better in person than on this video. It does work, it just doesn't work as well as like orange does. So you're gonna do that with each section until you have done your whole paper. Take your time, do a good job, really wet your brush, wet that paper. Now, I don't have puddles of water on my paper, but I do have a lot of water. The more water you get and the more you massage it into each marker, the more you can spread that color around. And when you get finished, your whole paper will be painted. Isn't that cool? We didn't even need paints. All we needed was water and markers. See how some colors work better than others? That one worked really well. And voila, I have a beautiful painting using markers and water. Remember, when you're using that water, if your paper starts to ball up, that just means you need to stop because it's too wet and you don't want to get a hole in it. Your paper is going to be pretty wet when you get done with it. The more you let that water soak on there, the better it spreads around too, especially with those colors that are harder to spread. And then you are finished. Isn't that cool? All right, have fun, boys and girls.